about in Erie County in our Parks Department is maple syrup. People probably think, why do you think maple syrup? But Erie County owns hundreds of acres of forest in the southern part of our county, in the towns of Sardinia and Boston. And during this period of coming out of winter, the maple trees are tapped, and we produce maple syrup on an annual basis at our facility. The Sugar Shack on Genesee Road is part of the Forestry Complex, which also includes a major sawmill and hundreds of acres of trails that you can enjoy. But we want people to understand that Maple Fest is open for anyone to come because it's free. You can come on down to the facility on Genesee Road this Saturday from noon until 4 o'clock. Take a tour of the Sugar Shack, watch maple syrup being produced, go over to the sawmill, watch how we cut timber that is used in from our forest in our facilities in Erie County government and in the Parks Department, as well as the Department of Public Work, as we have a 1930s era sawmill that still provides most of the lumber for Erie County purposes. And as I said, we're partnering with others, including, of course, 42 North Brewing, who's been a partner with us in the Tree Tap Fest before. They will be on site to provide some special brews associated with this Maple Fest. I'll let John talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But this is all part of Maple Fest weekends in New York State, which included this past weekend. But because of the St. Patty's Day events, we did not want to hold anything this past weekend, but we are holding it Saturday, March 23rd, from noon to 4 at our Sugar Shack on Genesee Road in the town of Sardinia. It is free for people to come. There will be food trucks on site. There'll be demonstrations from our park rangers. There'll be lots to learn about our forest, as well as just learning about how maple syrup is produced. And you'll be able to buy some of the various maple syrup that's produced by Erie County on site. There are multiple grades of maple syrup. There are different types of maple syrup, from the golden amber to the very dark maple syrup. You'll be able to try them at Maple Syrup Fest, or I should say Maple Tree Tap Fest on Maple Fest weekend at the Erie County Parks. And you're able to walk away with a little half pint or a big old quart or larger of maple syrup if you're choosing, if you, of course, pay the price. Just can't walk away with it. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our Deputy Commissioner for the Parks Department, Recreation and Forestry, who's in charge of the recreation aspects associated with our Erie County Parks Department, Kate Hilleman, who can describe a little bit more about Tree Tap Fest and the things that will be available for families at this free event on Saturday. Kate?
Thank you, County Executive. So Maple Fest is a great event. It's one of 4 free, family-friendly events that the Department of Parks is proud to put on each year, and is really, truly a harbinger of spring, despite our wintry weather today. So there will be so much to do, showcasing all the natural resources that we steward through the Parks Department and through the Bureau of Forestry. So as the County Executive mentioned, our sawmill will be in action. It's really an incredibly impressive thing to see demonstrated. Those demonstrations will go on each hour throughout the afternoon. We'll be giving tours through the sugar bush as well, so you can see where the syrup originates. Come back down and actually see the evaporator in process, see how maple syrup is made, and then by then have worked up an appetite. So you can check out the food trucks, have baked goods, food, some local brews, all made with Erie County maple syrup. Rangers will be there giving a lot of great information about the habitat, wildlife, and the natural resources in the parks. And we'll have live music. So all of this is free, put on for the public, family friendly. One thing to note, it will be a cash only event, so please make sure you bring some cash so you can pick up some local maple syrup and some goodies as part of the event. With that, I'd like to turn it over to John Simperman from 42 North.
Kate, thank you, and thank you, Mark and Troy and everyone at the parks. We've been partners with Erie County Parks now. This will be year 5, I believe. We started working with the parks during COVID because we needed to get people outside of our tap room, and it formed into now really staples of what we do is getting our tap room experience out into the parks. And it works great for us because we can introduce more people to our brand. But what I love too is it also helps introduce more people to the resources of the parks. This is one of our favorite events, and as Kate mentioned, it is a very family-friendly event. Live music, some great barbecue that will also be infused with Erie County maple syrup, live music, and yes, as Mark mentioned, we also infuse our porter with the Erie County maple syrup, which has become a staple in our spring lineup. So we will have the Erie County Maple Porter available on Saturday at the Tree Tap Festival, as well as if there's anything left in the tap room that afternoon. But on behalf of 42 North, really proud to partner with Erie County Parks. Look forward to this event and many more in the summer of 24, which I understand is going to be a pretty big year for Erie County Parks. So thank you, and look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday.
John, before you step away, could you say and spell your name and give them your
Yes,
please?
yes. John Simperman, John Cimperman, founder, 42 North Brewing. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I neglected to introduce earlier one of the key individuals who will be associated with the Tree Tap Maple Fest this weekend, and that's our Erie County Forester, Josh Konovitz. Him and his team will be there. They're the ones that produce the maple syrup, but first they're out there ensuring that the taps are appropriately adjusted and into the tree. Then they're up there making certain that the maple syrup, the beginning of the maple syrup, not the process, it flows through down to our sugar shanty in which it's actually processed then. Then his team is also working in the sawmill. So you'll be learning from not only our park rangers, but our Erie County Forester and his team. And people don't think about Erie County as being a forested county, but we have hundreds of acres that we maintain for the public good. And I want to thank Josh and his team for the work that they do to keep our forest in the condition it is. So come on down this Saturday, March 23rd from noon to 4 to our Erie County Forestry facility on Genesee Road in Sardinia for Tree Tap Fest. You'll have a wonderful time. It's free, as was noted. Lots of family-friendly things for people to do. Syrup to buy, beer to drink, barbecue to eat. It's going to be a great time, and I think it's going to be a little warmer than it is out today. With that, I'll open up to any questions from media.
Just to clarify, it's free, but the food isn't free.
Food is not free. Beer is not free. But the tours of the sugar shanty, the tours of the sawmill, discussions about the forest are all free. And if people want to partake in the other aspects associated with it, bring cash. This is why we have ErieNet. It's to ensure we have high-speed internet across the entire county, because there's really no high-speed service available at the forest on Genesee Road. So for our retailers that normally would rely on being able to use a credit card and just being able to pay for it on the spot, they need to have internet service for that. And unfortunately, parts of Erie County don't have internet service. That's why we're putting ErieNet in across the county. So bring cash.
You know what the syrup prices
I'll turn it over to syrup prices.
Syrup prices?
I know they're on our website.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on the website.
They're on the website. Yes. Yes. Yeah, we certainly don't want to say lower than it is. If it's higher, I mean, we could take that too. Oh, it's not that expensive. I'll say this, per ounce, it's certainly cheaper through Erie County than what you can find in your local grocery store.
Anything else, guys?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you all
See you Saturday.
Saturday. Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be nice and sunny.
Whatever, it won't be as windy as
Well, it is protected down there.
And there's fires. And there's fires.
And there's fires and warming shelters. And yeah. So.
So do you